You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Responding to pressure from National Association of Black Journalists, CNN announced 2 hires in the last couple of weeks of folks in senior positions. This week, Marcus Mabry will be promoted to Vice President of Global Programming for CNN Digital Worldwide. Last week, Johnita was promoted to Senior Vice President and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer of Warner Media Sports and News Division. Now, why is this important? Because for the last 3 months, NABJ has been kicking Jeff Zucker's ass at CNN as to how you have no black executive producers, no black vice presidents, no black senior vice presidents, no black executive vice presidents, and no black direct reports. Now, in their announcement last week, they said Johnita, who is a great sister, Noah Well, who's an attorney. Her mom was a prominent civil rights activist. She's going to be directly reporting to Jeff Zucker, but she's a lawyer. She has no news background. Marcus Mabry has worked at Newsweek, New York Times, wrote the book on Condoleezza Rice, Twice as Good, a great brother. He, of course, now named the vice president. But he has a piece, and CNN had this laudatory email talking about how great Marcus is. Well, why wasn't he promoted before we had to say something? See, that's the real deal here. And so don't try to front like all of a sudden you did this and it was coming down the pipeline. No, NABJ and all of the group that joined us, NAACP, Alpha Phi Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, Delta Sigma Theta, and everybody else who joined us put the pressure on y'all. This is the statement that NABJ sent out. We said NABJ members and supporting civic and civil rights organizations have made it clear that they are in full support of NABJ's ongoing campaign to call for the inclusion of black employees within the ranks of CNN's news leadership, as well as a review of CNN's hiring and promotion practices of black employees. While NABJ applauds the promotion of Mabry and due to digital content and diversity and inclusion leadership roles, NABJ, listen, Jeff Zucker, will continue to push for CNN to make hires and promotions in the areas of news vice presidents, senior vice presidents, executive vice presidents, and executive producers, which all have a daily and direct impact on news coverage. To not have black decision makers in these key news positions showcases a lack of commitment to diversity. We also will continue to push AT&T, which now owns CNN, to do a civil rights audit of the network. And it was in the fall. We were told by AT&T that Randall Stevenson, the CEO of AT&T, would meet with NABJ. Now, y'all know Jeff Zucker, he won't meet with us because I'm on the board. Zucker don't like me. And he wants to say it's because of the drama with Donna Brazile sending one of my questions to the Hillary Clinton campaign, which I ain't have a damn thing to do with. But now, Zucker didn't like me before that, y'all. Just want to let y'all know that. And so this is one black person. He didn't want to cross the table. And I keep trying to tell Jeff Zucker, you know we have elections in August in Miami. I'm running unopposed. Which means I'll be here for 2 more years. So just letting you know. So if you actually think that we're backing down from all this, Jeff Zucker, we're not. And I know everybody talking about how you the big wig and you all that and you at NBC and executive producer of the Today Show, 25 years old. Don't matter. Don't think we're going to sit here and be silent. And just because you named 2 black people, let me go ahead and tell you what happened in that movie Malcolm X when that happened. Remember the movie Malcolm X when the brother when they were in the hospital, actually outside the hospital, and the cop told my man Malcolm X, all right, break this up. You got what you wanted? He said, no, I'm not satisfied. Jeff, don't think I'm satisfied. And NABJ is satisfied with 2 black people. No, we're not satisfied. Because you know what? We got more black people than other networks. And for all y'all out there who also have been commenting on my Instagram page and Twitter page saying, why y'all big and white folks, why can't we create our own? Well, the reality is we have created our own. I created this show. There are other black newspapers and websites. There are black cable networks. But the reality is we deserve to be at every table. The black table and the white table. And what we're not going to do is to be silent and say nothing. Because for me on this show, we're going to advocate for black folks to be in law firms, to be in hospitals, to be CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. Let me also be clear to the Democrats as well. Y'all better have a real budget to spend on black media. Don't pimp us like you normally do. I say the same thing to Hollywood. Don't play the game with us as well. We want to see black folks in key positions there as well. I want to see black folks in every single major industry because this is the year of return. We know that we have been shut out of major industries for a long time. When you look at these hedge funds out here, when you look at these things going on, all the billions being spent, we're not there. And also all you ad agencies. See, that's the next thing I'm about to start dealing with because see, what's happening is our black ad agencies are shrinking because where it used to be a multicultural budget, multicultural now is mainstream. So the large white firms are now taking literally the dollars that were there for black firms and now taking that money. And then the white folks have no idea that we even exist. And so all of a sudden, you're seeing a shrinking dollar from black media. Don't think I'm not going to call y'all out as well. This is why we have to have our own platforms. Because if we don't have our own platforms, who's going to tell the story? CNN has a whole media team. Brian Stetler is over the whole team. They ain't reported one time on NABJ challenging them on their diversity. Now, they're talking about everybody else's stuff. And then we'll talk about their stuff. And that's my point. We have to understand that if we do not have our own media, then somebody else is controlling the narrative. Somebody else is controlling the story. And then we're begging somebody else to cover what we do. That cannot happen. That's why you must support Roland Martin Unfiltered. So go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Join our Bring the Funk fan club to help us make this possible. I want to thank Doc. I want to thank Michael for being on the show. And again, we're going to keep telling the truth. This show exists because we've got to have black voices speaking truth to power and letting folks know that when you do stuff like Poolside Nick, we're going to call you out and we're going to put you on television and we're going to put you on social media. When you're these companies and you're ignoring us and treating us bad, we are going to call you out. Y'all know my journalistic motto is real simple. If you do good, I'm going to talk about you. If you do bad, I'm going to talk about you. At the end of the day, I'm going to talk about it. How? All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, they're back. MarijuanaStock.org has another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in the last crowdfunding campaign, you know they raised a bunch of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. They are certainly on fire. Now they have a new investment opportunity that is as good, if not even better, than the last. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the U.S. and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S. and creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all the plants, which makes for an incredible investment opportunity. And that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. You can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000, something that you may not want to miss out on. Go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get in the game and to do it now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.